compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice has been given to all members of the governing body, the local source, and the Westfield Leader, the two newspapers designated to receive such notice. The notice is also posted on the Borough Hall bulletin board. Let's stand for an invocation from Councilwoman Pater.
Dear Lord, as we prepare to celebrate Thanksgiving, let us remember in our thoughts and prayers those in California who were affected by the devastating fires. May you be with them in their time of need. We thank you for our many freedoms and blessings in Mountainside, for our opportunity to contribute our skills, attributes, and values towards the good of society. Please keep all of our first responders safe during the holiday season. May your Thanksgiving be filled with family, friends, and many blessings. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Martha, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Here.
Councilman Yeargis?
Here.
Councilman Messler?
Here.
Councilman Mortimer?
Here.
Councilwoman Pater?
Here.
Councilman Turner?
Here.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes of the regular session meeting on October 16th, 2018.
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion, we have a second. Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Yeargis?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Abstain.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes for the work session meeting on November 6th, 2018.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a
Second.
second. Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Yeargis?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Although it's not on the agenda, we have a proclamation that we're going to do tonight to honor a resident, a longtime resident of Mountainside, a former police officer in Mountainside, and also a dedicated and Marine, and in fact, that was recognized this past November 9th. So I want to read a resolution for Jerry Rice. Whereas Mountainside resident Jerry Rice was honored during the Marine Corps 243 birthday ball held on November 9th, 2018 at Pantasia Renaissance in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Whereas Jerry Rice was honored as the Marine of the Year from the Central Jersey Leatherneck Detachment of the Marine Corps League. And whereas Jerry Rice served with the U.S. Marine Corps from 1952 to 1955, he flew with the 1st Marine Air Wing as a radar operator in a Sky Raider plane. In 1957, Jerry was a commandant in the Marine Corps League with the Elizabeth Detachment. Whereas after the U.S. Marine Corps, he serves as a detective sergeant for 35 years with the Mountainside Police Department. Whereas his family followed in his footsteps as his son Jim Rice served and his grandson Michael Rice currently serves with the U.S. Marine Corps. Jerry is married to Audrey Rose Rice. They have 4 children, Karen, James, John, Eileen, and he is a loving grandfather and great-grandfather. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that Jerry Rice be commended for being honored as Marine of the Year. Could I get a motion for this proclamation?
So moved. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So proclaimed.
Thank you so much. It's really,
We commend you. This is the medal?
this is the medal.
All right, all right, come on, turn around so we can get a picture. Great job, Brad.
That's great.
Okay.
17 grades, 22 grades.
Okay, congratulations.
Do you want speech? She asked me to say.
Thank you so much. I'll buy a frame myself.
Welcome.
Jerry, you want to say anything?
Jerry, would you like to say anything?
Hey, Jerry, you want to say something? Say something. You want to say anything?
I certainly appreciate this honor. I'm getting honors upon honors, but there's only a few things I mentioned at the meeting with the Marines. A few things in your life you can really highlight, and this will probably be one of them for me. Getting the honor from the Marine Corps and being honored by the town. I thank you all for your kindness.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Number 5.
Bye-bye.
I thank you.
Why do we leave it?
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's, I mean, the daughter.
It's orchard.
Okay, now back to our business. The first thing is Resolution 121-2018. Bob?
Yes. Having received 4 bids on contract 2018-11 sanitary sewer replacement on Dunn Parkway, Borough Engineer Mike Disco recommends the bid be awarded to the lowest bidder, being Joe Med Contracting, Elizabeth, New Jersey, in the amount of $38,112.77.
Second.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 122-2018. Renee, you want to do that, please?
Sure. This resolution will reject bids for contract 2018-12, the relining of the sanitary sewer on Dunn Parkway, as recommended by the borough engineer due to the fact that the bids exceeded the cost estimates for the project.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 123-2018. Rachel?
Having a vacancy in the construction department, this resolution will confirm the appointment of Gina Tomaz as part-time receptionist/secretary at $22 per hour, not to exceed 25 hours, with a 90-day probationary period effective October 22nd, 2018.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 124-2018. Keith?
Resolution 124, 2018 is a resolution that authorizes the police department to purchase one new 2019 Ford Police Interceptor under the ESCNJ co-op in the amount of $31,307. That will be replacing a vehicle that's going to be retired from the police department. We're not adding to the fleet. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 125-2018. Glenn?
Having completed 2 capital improvement projects, this resolution cancels the remaining amounts not used in the ordinances as follows. Ordinance 1256-2017 for $151,500, and Ordinance 1246-2016 in the amount of $71,986.15.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
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 Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 126-2018. Deanna?
This resolution will authorize the application for a grant from the Community Development Block Grant for the purpose of purchasing a permanent generator for the Mountainside Rescue Squad building. So moved.
We have a motion,
Second.
we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler? Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 127-2018. 2018. Renee?
At the recommendation of the construction official, Jerry Egger, this resolution will authorize a refund of $240 to a realtor for a certificate of occupancy whereby the homeowner decided not to sell their home and no inspections were performed.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Yurgis?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 128-2018. Glenn?
This resolution will authorize our Chief Financial Officer, Jill Good, to transfer certain appropriations within the municipal budget as allowed under NJSA 40A:4-58.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. The transfer is with respect to the pool. They're transferring some money out of the operating into the salary and wage budget line. That's an $8,000 transfer. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Yurgis?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 129-2018. Keith?
Resolution 129-2018, having no longer the need for the following vehicles, this resolution will authorize the Borough Clerk Martha Lopez to place them at the online auction. It's Municibid, municibid.com, in case anybody is interested. Again, that's municibid.com. First vehicle is a 2003 Ford Crown Victoria, showing 95,499 miles. A 2013 Ford Explorer, mileage of 93,707 miles. And a 2014 Ford Interceptor SUV, mileage showing 93,856 miles. So if anybody's interested in owning a piece of Mountainside, or at least one of their vehicles, bid often. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Yurgis?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 130-2018. Rachel?
This resolution, with the recommendation of the tax collector Joe Good, will refund $5,038.34 to Core Logic Bank for a duplicate payment at Block 3.23, Lot 3.05.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Yes.
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 Next, we have Resolution 131-2018. Bob, you want to do that, please?
Following the receipt of 3 bids for the contract 2018-13 repaving the tennis courts at Borough Hall, Borough Engineer Mike Disco recommends the bids be rejected due to the bids being substantially higher than the amount appropriated for the project. The project will be reevaluated. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Yurgis?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have a first reading on ordinance 1270-2018. Because it's a first reading, there's no public input. Glenn, you want to take this, please?
Yes, this is an ordinance to amend ordinance 1176-2010, fixing the salary ranges for certain municipal employee positions. This does not imply a salary increase in any of those positions, just the range.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Yurgis?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have first reading on ordinance 1271-2018. Renee?
An ordinance providing for special emergency appropriation in an amount not to exceed $200,000 to fund the preparation and execution of a complete program of revaluation of real estate property in the borough of Mountainside.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. This is an ordinance we're required to have in order to spread the cost of the court-ordered reevaluation over the next 5 years. The tax court in Union County has ordered us to do a reevaluation which will take place next year. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Deirdre?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Waterman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bader?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have bills and claims.
We do. Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the following bills of the persons named or for the amounts stated below have been duly audited and found to be correct this 20th day of November, 2018. The same be paid after council to review if and when funds are available, and that the mayor, council president, administrator, and treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to sign and deliver warrants for same. Total $414,376.20.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre? Councilman Deirdre?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Waterman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bader?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have any council comments.
I'd just like to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Same here. Happy Thanksgiving.
Can I go? Thank you. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the residents of Mountainside. I'm very honored and humbled to have earned your support this past election. I'd also like to thank my family for their support during this election season. To my 8-year-old son, along with his big brother, they were my biggest fans and my biggest critics. To the members of this council, the mayor, my campaign manager, JD, my many friends and new friends I met along the way, I thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, and your support. I'm looking forward to working with our residents, the mayor, the council, the borough administration, for the betterment of Mountainside. Together, we're going to continue to keep Mountainside the gem of a town that it is, and a place we can all be proud to call home. Thank you again, Mountainside, for electing me as your councilwoman, and I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I would like to thank all the residents of Mountainside that came out to vote November 6th. I'm humbled to be re-elected to Mountainside Council. My commitment to keep Mountainside one of the best places to grow up, raise a family, or live out your retirement years has never been stronger. I am looking forward to working with all the residents to continue to make improvements that make sense for the greater good. To all the people who helped Councilwoman Pater and myself on our campaign, whether you hosted a meet and greet, put out a yard sign, visited houses, or called your friends and to get out and vote, thank you, and thank everybody from outside.
I have an announcement about the Barnes Track development. It was slated to go to a public hearing next week. The Barnes Track Committee met with the developer, and we requested some changes in the plans that had been filed. They had some turrets that seemed to be too high, so they're going to change that and lower them down. Also, I wanted them to provide us with a more detailed landscape plan to show the trees that are going to be along Mountain Avenue, as well as the trees along the Knightsbridge homes. Also, I requested that they provide us with some renderings to show exactly what the development will look like especially along Mountain Avenue. I think it's very important that we control what we're going to see, or what people are going to see when they drive down Mountain Avenue and they go by this project. The developer has no problem in doing that, so in all likelihood, that'll be on for the December Planning Board meeting. I also wanted to remind everyone that we have our tree lighting on
December 4th,
December 4th.
4:30 in the afternoon.
4:30. It's followed by a skate night over at the Union Ice Rink, which is free to all Mountainside residents. So I invite everyone to come to the tree lighting and certainly to go to the skate night if that's what you're into. I also want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Excuse me, Mayor, I believe the tree lighting is a different day.
December 1st, I'm sorry.
Okay.
December 1st.
You sure now, Jim?
Yes, it is.
December
Okay, December 1st, let's get that correct. December 1, not December 4.
First at 4:30.
It's on Saturday.
Right out front out here,
Right.
too.
And it's right out front here by the entrance to Borough Hall. Now I'll open up the floor to any comments from the public.
Margaret Hanlon, 240 Beechwood Court. First, I want to commend the Department of Public Works for last Thursday, I believe. I think we were the only town around that got the salt down and got the roads prepared. So, because my husband was up in New Providence, and Berkeley Heights and New Providence seemed like a mess, so good job.
Great.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask about was that there's the generator that's slanted to go into the rescue squad. At the work meeting on the 6th, I believe I heard the cost of that. I know this is a grant, but the cost of that was mentioned to be $27,000 and some odd dollars. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because I've checked with people I know in Mountainside who've installed them, and they've paid anything from $9,000 to $12,000, and that includes installation. So I'm just curious as to why it's going to cost us $27,100.
Absolutely right. I actually had one installed at my house and was quite a bit cheaper than
Yeah.
the rescue squad, and I asked the same questions. They have multiple air conditioning units, and they apparently pull more electricity. So this is more of a commercial generator than a residential generator. I'm not sure of the exact wattage, but it puts out a whole lot more wattage than my personal one does at home.
Is that required, though? Do we need all the ACs going, you know?
Apparently, they do. When they had one of our Hurricane Sandy, the people actually slept there to respond to calls. So they need the heat and the air conditioning during that, especially during that time.
Okay, because
And they also want to use their little meeting area as a cooling or warming
Station.
and charging center. If
Yeah.
people,
If the whole town loses power, need a place for people to go.
yeah,
And it
okay.
powers the entire rescue squad.
Okay.
Including the two aprons, the garage doors.
Yeah.
Where
There's no load shedding involved either, so it's commercial.
it's definitely made for commercial, not residential.
Okay, all right. Well, I was just curious. The other question related to that is, so many people are putting these units in that, have we looked at, if we have another Sandy, what's going to happen? Is the gas company going to be able to handle the load? Is there any restrictions on how many more people can put these in?
if you know I'm sure you've seen throughout town, especially down Mountain Avenue, Woodland Avenue, they're replacing all the gas lines for what's called high-pressure gas lines.
Okay.
And it's just for that very reason. And following Hurricane Sandy, our Office of Emergency Management asked that question. What happens on the whole East Coast when everybody needs a
Exactly.
generator all at once?
Yes.
The gas company assures us they will be able to handle it,
All right, well,
aside from an earthquake,
that would be a concern.
which would damage the lines.
Finally, I don't know if my 5 minutes are up. Can I just ask one quick question? Sure. Thank you. The master plan that's on the website is dated 2009. Is there a plan to update the borough's master plan?
I think we just did a
I don't-
review. We
I
just
don't know
did a
if that was
review.
the last
I'll
update.
check on that, somebody will get back to you.
Okay, all right. That was it. Thank you.
You.
Good evening, Jim Hewitt, 1351 Wood Valley Road. First, congratulations to the newly elected council members. Also, I was here about a month ago when the League of Women Voters sponsored a forum. And at that time, all the candidates mentioned that they wanted to welcome input and hear what Mountainside residents had to say. And in fact, at that time, there was a topic with regard to affordable housing and senior housing. So I wanted to ask a question. What is the method? Where is the entry point to initiate a conversation on that topic? How would, if I wanted to, speak about that, where's the entry point to begin that process?
You're right here, sir.
Okay, well, I mean,
If you have questions about it, we would certainly answer them for you.
as a matter of fact, before the election, I had sent a letter, particularly to the 4 candidates who were then running for the 2 open positions. So in some level, I'm following up on that. I'm not going to read that whole letter, but I think I did send CCs to all the council members. So having sent that letter and now being here, how do I follow up?
Right now, we have a court-approved affordable housing plan. There's 2 developments, one across behind Brighton Gardens, which is one of the developments as part of the plan, and then we have the one down on 22, the 55 and over development, both of which are currently up and running, and they're selling units. There also was an assisted living facility on Springfield Avenue that was developed by Arbor Terrace. They have 15 Medicaid beds in that facility, so that also goes towards our affordable housing quota. There was a second assisted living facility that's going to be going before the planning board very shortly, which will also have some Medicaid beds, which will go towards our affordable housing requirement. We also have the Barnes tract, which I spoke about before, which will contribute another 6 units towards our affordable housing quota. As part of our affordable housing plan, there's also what's called an overlay zone, which is a zone that is likely to be developed into affordable housing. And that zone encompasses a lot of the commercial properties that abut Echo Lake Park. If somebody were to put together some, parcels along the park there, we thought that would be a good place if we were going to develop some more affordable housing, that's where it should be developed. So that's the plan as it exists right now.
Okay, the point of my question, what you've mentioned sound like sort of institutional, I don't want to just call them bureaucratic, but I guess institutional methods. And the point of my letter was to explore the possibility of more like individual initiatives, basically making use of homes that already exist in single-family residential zones that are in fact underutilized, to use some of the definitions that already exist in the Mountainside land use ordinances in order to explore in a zoning compliant way whether there may be some methods whereby it would be possible for more people basically to more fully utilize homes.
Anyone that has a home that they feel is being underutilized, they can go before the planning board, and that's the proper place to explore that kind of development.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay. That's it.
No, we have one more.
One more. Okay.
My name is Liz Truman. I live at 355 Cherry Hill Road. I was here at the meeting last month and asked about the finances for the lawsuit. And I was given that information. So the information that I was given is that at that time we had paid $137,800 to the Gibbons firm, and we've paid $70,400 to the Post firm. So that's $208,000 that we've spent so far in legal fees. So that, actually, I have a lot of questions about that. That raised a lot of questions. In June, at the meeting, there was an emergency appropriation of $200,000 to cover legal fees. So We're not even into it, it seems, and we've spent 208. So does that mean that money is all gone?
No, it does not mean that. We're going to be
Okay.
making some budget transfers to cover some of the legal fees, which we're permitted to do, and I believe we'll be able to absorb those legal fees and whatever other legal fees there might be, in some of which are going to be absorbed into this budget, and some will be absorbed into next year's budget.
And where are those coming from? Which parts of the budget are being used or to cover
I
these
have to
fees?
sit down with our Chief Financial Officer, Jill Good, and we're going to determine where those transfers will come from.
And then will that be part of the council meeting, an
We'll have
announcement
to-
of where
we'll
they
do
come
a-
from?
We'll do a resolution outlining where the transfers are coming from, yes.
Okay, so, and that's just to get us through till the end of the year, right?
That's to get us through to the end of the year, correct.
Okay, then, all right, so,
And then next year will include in the budget monies to pay for whatever legal fees we feel might come next year.
okay. So the Gibbons retainer, when it was announced that the Gibbons firm was hired, it said that they were being retained with up to $150,000, right, in fees? So what's the time frame for, is that 150 total? Because we've basically exhausted that.
We'll have to look at their, what they anticipate spending, and we may have to increase that amount.
Well, we probably, definitely will. That was 138. We've paid them already. And that was like 3 weeks ago. So unless the lawsuit is close to being over.
Well, we'll be prepared to handle the legal fees, and in all likelihood, your taxes won't go up.
Okay, I had another question. Since we've retained the Gibbons firm, I was interested to understand what the $70,000 paid to your firm covers. Because we have a legal, you know, you said that I believe that the insurance company had told us, or had recommended that we retain Gibbons. So what exactly legal services is the post firm providing the borough?
That is,
In relation to the lawsuit specifically?
that's a range of services that, I'll give you an example. Today, we received a letter from the Gibbons firm indicating that the plaintiffs in the lawsuit had requested documentation from the borough. That would be from various departments in the borough, including the police department, and from my law firm, that I would estimate is going to probably take 20 to 30 hours to just sit down and go through those extensive document requests, email requests, all sorts of communications that have occurred within the borough. And that's just one example of the kind of thing that is generated, or the kind of problem or issue.
So
Requirement for
all
legal
the-
work that's
sorry.
been generated by this lawsuit, and specifically in this case, by what's called a discovery demand that has been served by the plaintiffs.
So that necessarily goes to the borough law firm, lawyer, as opposed to just, you know, the borough?
That's an expense that the borough incurs to my law firm as counsel for the borough, yes.
Okay. All right, and then one last question about, also related to the lawsuit. I know that there was a consultant, Mr. Santiago, thank you, hired to do investigation, or not investigation, but to basically work with the police department to understand what issues there were, to get a better handle on what's going on there. I was wondering if that's been concluded.
No, it has not. It's still ongoing.
Okay,
He's
so,
also assisting us in hiring some new officers.
okay, because I know that at the time, I believe I read that he was being hired at a rate of $250 an hour. And when I had questioned how much that could be, I was told that there was a cap on that of $18,000.
I think it's 17.5, but that's
So
very
that's
close.
like 70 hours, right? 70 hours, and it's been months. So we haven't exhausted that? We're still under that number?
As far as I know, no.
We have not yet received a bill from Mr. Santiago.
Okay, so he hasn't
I
billed us,
think
but
that's,
he...
I think that's what I indicated in my
Right, so that
response
was
to your
exactly,
question.
that was why I asked the question, because I was wondering why he hadn't been paid. I was assuming that if it was a 70 hours worth of work, that most likely that would have concluded, because it's been about 5 months. So if it hasn't been, then that would explain why if he hasn't billed us, that would explain why we haven't paid him.
You got it.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. Ileana Montes, 220 Kings Court. In reference to the appropriation for the revaluation of the real estate properties, can you please explain what the program consists of?
Well, we're gonna have to hire we're gonna have to hire a company that will go and reevaluate, actually appraise every single house in Mountainside as part of the reevaluation, the residential properties and the commercial properties.
So that's just a preliminary program, not the reevaluation
No,
itself?
that's the whole program.
So they will
program is.
reevaluate the 2,300 homes for 200,000? Yes?
Plus the non-residential properties.
Okay.
That's, in our.
Well, that's the
LI
estimate that
zone.
we have. We still have to go out to bid to hire someone.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Jim, we're gonna have a short exec, so I need that. Anyone else? Okay, we're gonna have an exec tonight, so, whereas the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey permits the public to be excluded from certain matters to be discussed by the governing body, whereas the mayor and council desire to discuss litigation, contracts, and personnel, which are matters where the exclusion of the public is permitted, and whereas public disclosure of the results of this discussion will be made as soon as the matters discussed have been resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside, now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the aforesaid matter shall be discussed in closed session. I believe it will be contracts and personnel. So we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Adjourn.